Mazda, we need to talk. I'm loving me some CX-5. Don't get me wrong. I've driven this thing everywhere. Off-road, in the snow, in the mud, in the rain, slalom. Take it on the highway, take it around town. Love driving this. Maybe second or third to the CX-9, and of course the Miata. This is my favorite Mazda vehicle to drive. But you're in a very competitive segment as a compact SUV. So you have an uphill battle. You're doing great. Nearly all the boxes are checked. I love the styling. I love the refinement. I love the way it handles, the ride, all that great stuff. But you gotta cool it. You gotta pump the brakes a little bit with the trim levels. 7 this year for 2021. There won't be any big changes most likely for 2022. The next time we'll see changes for the CX-5, probably 2023. At least that's the word right now. And that cargo volume has to improve if you want to sell more vehicles. At the near bottom of the heap compared to the competition, it is dismal, to say the least. Otherwise, you're doing great. I like what you're doing. Just a couple of things. Not so many trim levels, improve the cargo volume. Today, I'm gonna give you some more pros and cons, my likes and dislikes, and tell you all about this 2021 Mazda CX-5. There's more good than bad. Let's get started. So here's what's new for 2021. Again, probably no changes for 2022 as I read, but most likely in 2023. So this will be a carryover next year. So a 10.3-inch infotainment screen is now standard across all trim levels, all 7 of them. But the touchscreen capability is limited. It no longer exists while you're driving. You can't touch it. It's all down by the roller down below. Next up, remote monitoring, controls, and engine start through an app. That's kind of cool. And this new carbon trim level, which I'll explain all the trim levels here in just a minute. Finally, standard Wi-Fi hotspot. That's pretty cool.
These are the pros and cons, beginning with the pros. Really keen handling and steering makes a CX-5 really enjoyable to drive. Whether you're going around S-curves, accelerating onto the highway, this is a fun car to drive. The optional turbocharged engine offers a lot more power, so that's a big pro. It has great everyday practicality for grocery getting and daily commutes. Respectable fuel economy, has a really nice design, some say elegant, plus a sophisticated and upscale cabin that goes along with being a Mazda. A strong list of standard features, generous number of driver aids as was standard with most 2021 and 2022 vehicles, and pretty quiet at highway speeds. Your cons, I've already talked about it, cargo volume. I'll go in more detail soon. Not as rugged off-road as truck-based SUVs, but it can get the job done, as my previous experience has taught me. Some say the ride is a little firm for the class, but I have to refresh my memory by doing back-to-back demos. Low towing capacity, only 2,000 pounds, so you'll have to plan accordingly on what you tow behind your vehicle. Cramped rear legroom. Yes, the cargo room is low, as is the rear legroom. And there's no hybrid powertrain available, at least not yet.
All right, here are your 7 trim levels. Ready to begin? Get a pen and paper, write these down. We got Sport, Touring, Carbon Edition, which is new. Then Grand Touring, Carbon Turbo Edition. Then the Grand Touring Reserve, and finally the Signature. Yep, that's all 7. 2 powertrain options for the CX-5, so get ready to drive. The big difference is a turbo. The base engine is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, 6-speed automatic transmission, 187 horses, 186 pound-feet of torque. Front-wheel drive is standard. The mixed driving number, 28 miles per gallon. Now, bump it up to the turbo, you're looking at 277 horses, 310 pound-feet of torque. That's a turbocharged 2.5-liter. The front-wheel drive will get you 25 miles per gallon in mixed driving, whereas the all-wheel drive, just a tad lower at 24 in mixed driving.
One more thing about the powertrain, all models come standard with GVectoring Control Plus. This advanced feature helps to gently apply the brakes and reduce torque as needed while cornering. It's a major contributor to both sportiness of the driving dynamics and the smoothness of the ride.
Here is your cargo volume story with the CX-5 compared to its competition. First off, behind the back row, 30.9 cubic feet, which is a 40-20-40 split. Fold these down, it increases to nearly 60. Those numbers are very similar to the Sportage and Tucson, but when compared to the Forester, Rogue, RAV4, and CR-V, it pales in comparison. The Forester has 4.5 more cubic feet behind this, and then 6 more when you fold them down. The Rogue has 8.5 more cubic feet behind the back row, 10 more when you fold it down. And then the RAV4 has 7 more behind the back row, 10 more when you fold it down. And the CR-V is the biggest winner. It has 8 more cubic feet behind the back row and 16 when you fold it down. The CR-V has 75.8 cubic feet of total cargo volume compared to the 59.6 with the CX-5. So there you can see the biggest challenges for the CX-5 compared to the competition.
A little more about the interior styling and some of the features. Like the sporty yet elegant exterior and nimble yet absorbent suspension, the cabin effortlessly balances comfort and style. The understated dashboard, thick leather steering wheel, bolstered seats, and hefty controls give it a premium feel that rivals much pricier SUVs. The seats are supportive, pleasantly snug, keeping you in place during your cornering, yet plush enough for those longer road trips. There's a good amount of in-cabin storage with deep bins in the doors, the center console bin with a built-in 12-volt outlet, 4 cup holders, small trays in the door armrests, and another tray near the gear shifter. As I mentioned, you've got some user-friendly features like the 10.3-inch touchscreen now included across all trim lineups, and like other Mazdas, its display sits atop the dashboard and can be controlled by using a well-constructed selector knob, which I find a little bit cumbersome. I'm sure the learning curve will be decent once you get used to it. There's also steering wheel buttons for audio volume, adaptive cruise control, and Bluetooth hands-free calling. And yes, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto are now standard. Upper trims get things like turn-by-turn navigation, heated seats, and a surround view camera system. Since driver aids are becoming increasingly popular these days, the CX-5 has added to their list. In fact, the top-of-the-line Signature, which I have, adds a driver attention monitor and reverse automatic emergency braking. But don't worry, you don't have to go all the way to the top trim level to get some of the advanced safety features. All models give you adaptive cruise control, pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, automatic high beams, and much more. The CX-5 might be the most luxurious, non-luxurious compact SUV on the market. It might be slightly more expensive than vehicles in its class, but it's definitely more affordable than vehicles classified as luxury. The standard list of technology, driver aids, and convenience features just adds to its overall value for a compact SUV.
So your MSRP range on a 2021 CX-5 is between $25,500 and $37,500, thanks to all those different trim levels. But hey, it's okay. It's definitely worth a look. And absolutely, as I always recommend, a test drive on your part. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thank you so much. I love you, Mazda. We'll see you next time. Adios. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.